Isn't this just peaceful? Nice, wonderful, peaceful. Really great that this one's not turned on. Otherwise, I'd probably be stuck in a bunch of smoke. Also accidentally took a picture. My bad. Let's go over here. The intro will be better right over here. We can hear a little bit noise. Hello everybody and welcome back to Satisfactory. I'm getting a little shard, but I'm also drawing chaos, and welcome back to the biggest nuclear meme I have ever done. And things are looking tremendous. I even started getting into, what's it called? Ficsonium. But alas, there became a problem. As I was goofing around, trying to get it set up and whatnot, I remembered that there's one thing I need. Nuclear pasta. Yeppers, I need 6 per minute. And, well, I don't think I can fit it over here. Now, I did not budget for space when I was building all this stuff. I was kind of just winging it. Right, guys? You get it. So I was like, you know what would be really cool? What if we had... Oh, come on. I can make it. I can make it. This little feller over here. What if this guy brought in my nuclear pasta from somewhere else in the world? But the question then becomes, where do I get it from? And the answer, why not the desert? It has almost everything that I need. Oh, but to get over there is going to, well, you know what? Let's take a train. Oh, there's one right now. So why don't we take the train on over there and see if there's any area that would be great for building one. Yep, I'm coming. Haha. And away we go. So while we're riding along in my automobile, if you guys could just like, comment, and subscribe, that would be great. Pew! Aw, I missed it. Okay, say hello to the Dune Desert, not to be confused with the Rocky Desert, which this is more red than orange, I guess is the best way to put it. But other than that, it looks fantastic. Now the real question is, where do we want to start building a factory? I mean, I have all this space over here, which is actually by the water, which wouldn't be too bad. Although I have more room there. I think my biggest issue I have is, I don't know how much space I need. You know what? What if, I got a good idea. What if, let's get blueprint mode. Let's get rid of this little guy. I'm so good at this. There we go. That gives us plenty of space. And then what we can do is we can use the this railway that we got here, and we could start building something basically right here. And it would be, you know, it'd be cool if we could actually utilize the train in there. But of course, I might want to... Ooh. Get rid of this crap first. There we go. Okay. So, something like this. Oh. Get rid of more things. So why not utilize this space right here? We can even utilize this height. So something like this. And we'll zoop this across. Something like that, and we'll just start building. So with any great build, we're gonna have to figure out where to start. So I went with the end of it, because all we need is nuclear pasta. We need 6 of these. So I have each one of these making 200%, blah, 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 blah. That's nice. And I was actually able to get them into their own little section. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, and then that fit there. Now, working my way backwards, I need copper powder and a pressure conversion cube. So why not set that up underneath? And each one's kind of set on its own little thing, so it's right underneath, and, you know, we got plenty of room. Now, I went with 2 of these, because unfortunately, I can't do it in one. And then this little guy over here, this guy's making the pressure conversion cube, which I only have to do 100%. So that's not bad. Now I got everything down here in terms of lines. Dude, check this out though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines that need 1,200 copper ingots per minute. Ain't that a kick in the pants? So instead of worrying about the copper ingots for the moment, I decided to test out what I could do up here. So we have radio control units, which is what is used for this little guy right here. Come on. Making the pressure conversion cubes, which is fused modular frames and radio control units. I think this recipe should work out just fine for the one I got, which means I only need 3 per minute from 4 machines. Heat-sinks, high-speed connectors, quartz crystals, not that bad. So I got 4 of those, and then another 4, all making heavy modular frames. Now the nitrogen gas, that's going to be interesting because I need 37.5, so 37.5 times 4, 150. So I got to get 150 from somewhere, which, granted, I have that right over there. I don't think I'm using everything over there for the actual build, so that should work out. And then I started playing with this over here and seeing what I could do. So, of course, heavy modular frames, because that's the only way you can make one modular frame. You know, you got to spend frames to make frames, understandable, which is going to be real easy. And then these 6 over here, which is really annoying, making high-speed connectors. Now, granted, I could, like, kind of condense it down if I wanted to, but, I mean, it just kind of fits so far. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. If we kind of bring this down and then kind of bring this over, all these different things that I need that are up here, I can start making those down here. So let's see, for you little guy, you need heat sinks and then quartz crystals. And then this one needs aluminum casing. Oh, you know what I could do? Because isn't the aluminum casing made in this thingamajigger? Haha! Yeah, with just straight aluminum. So I could put probably one of these here. And then the question is, how many do I need? 75, so 150. Can this even get me 150? It could get me exactly 150. And as you all know, I got plenty of power shards to go around. We're not in a deficit at all. Nice. So that takes care of the majority, because this comes from the ground. This is already there, and then heavy modular frames over there, so that one's good. So we need to start working on this one, which is heat sinks and quartz crystals, but what's this one? This is the high-speed connector store over there, so I can just bring this one over there. Not bad. And then the other thing too is, with the space that I have down here, I wonder, can I fit what's its nuts? Oh my god. Production. Can I fit a foundry? I cannot. Oh, I gotta lower it. What if we'll do it on this side. 2. Probably do something like that. That should give me an extra foundation of fun. Oh wait, that's right, I deleted that thing. Where is it? Foundry! Okay, that'll give me plenty of room, actually. I mean, it'll be tight down here, but I think I can do it, and then I can start bringing the foundries down here, and then just have them connected right into there. Alright, time to work on more stuff. My god. As easy as it sounds to do one item, it is one complicated item, I'll tell you that. That is much better. Only took a hot minute to get all these up and running. Well, not running, but that right there, all of them fully overclocked, just to get me enough copper. Well, I mean, not fully overclocked, but still, close enough. So I got a groups of 6, all of them making 200 copper ingots per minute. Because granted, it would be nice to have each one of them at 250, but I like the nice numbers of having only 6 of them in groups, so that's kind of cool. Because we need 1,200 per one. Then I started doing machinery up here, and boy howdy, that was annoying. So we got heat sinks, which need alkali aluminum sheets as well as copper sheets. And then this little guy over here, this is the quartz crystals. All right, and then I have each one of them set up, and then this is phase 2 of it, which is the alkali aluminum sheets, which kind of gets merged over and goes over, and that'll be part of these 4 heat sinks. And then this one over here is more alkali sheets, and then these group of 4 and 4 right there, that is making me plenty of copper sheets. And yes, I know I could make them in a, what's this called? Refinery, but you know, getting water over here is already going to be a big pain in the boot already, so I don't know about that. Then we get further down, this little guy is making us encased industrial beams. That's going to make the what's its nuts up top. Let's slide up there and I can show you. That's this one right here. And it's making us a heavy modular frame, so that knocks that one off. And then steel pipes, I'm going to need that for the beams as well as this. So I'm going to make extra of those. Which, do I got these 2 on there? Yes. So these 2 over there, they merge off to that, and then they go up for that. Yada yada. And then concrete, I think I'll build concrete further down. And then I started doing the modular frames to kind of go into there. And whew, this takes quite a minute to do, but I gotta say, the way it looks, the way the factory is set up, I'm happy with it. I'm just curious as to how I'm going to do designing. That's the part of this that is going to be confusing about it, because if you take a look at this, so far we just have a giant large rectangle. Although it would be nice if I just put glass walls up on the side. Has anybody seen that thing in the desert with all the glass walls where it reflects everything? Like, that would be really cool to kind of have something like that. But alas, I'm not worried about that too now. Right now, I am worried about getting on to the next step. Because now I'm going to need screws for this one, and a lot of them. And then we start breaking down the reinforced iron plates. Also, I got to figure out what ingots I'm going to need. And then, oh, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, figuring out bauxite. Bauxite's going to be great because guess what? There's no bauxite in the area. Ain't that suck? Wait. I do have an impure and a normal SAM node. What converts into bauxite? Hello, converter. Throw you, no. Throw you down here, and then let's see what, because I need 800 bauxite per minute, so I can use caterium or copper. Less caterium than copper. So if I need 800, so at max, this would make 300 per minute. So I would need at least 3 of these. So 375. Oh, that would make me 900. Let's bring this down to 200. So I need 1,000. Okay, one pier node. One pier node. Okay, 16.667. So we'll say 17 times 4. 17 times 4. That's only 68. That is only 68, which means if I look into here, oh, I would need 272 SAM just to turn a caterium one. You know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. That is going to go on the end. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Okay, I need more building. More building so I can get to that fun. Yeah. Progress. We have made some more headway. So I added these 2 in right here. Figure if I'm making steel for these, okay, which by the way are the steel pipes. Why not make a little steel for some steel beams, and then have those steel beams come over here and make some screws, and then I can get screwed off to the side. Wait, I should rephrase that. Or not. Also, we're making some reinforced iron plates, which is 10 plates and 20 wire, which is not bad. And I have plates and wire. I might have to redo this. I was thinking about using the Caterium one, but I might switch over to the iron one. But I don't have much of a room, because if you, see, this one is easy to 80, but if I did the, was it iron wire? Like, I could up this 100%. Yeah, I'm not even getting 80. I'm not getting 80, which sucks. And then these over here, they're making silica. And these over here, they're making copper sheets, which is great. And then we come up here and we see why I need silica and copper sheets. So the quick wire is going to be Caterium and copper ingots, so that's going to be great. And then this one right here is going to be circuit boards, which means silica and copper sheets. Oh, that's the silica and copper sheets. Hot damn. Sorry, I'm a dick. Then over here, that's going to be the quick wire for all the high-speed connectors. And silica as well. So the silica is going to go into multiple different parts, which is going to be a huge pain in the butt. I redid this, so now this is up at the top. You know, did my little belt work, which kind of looks fun. It almost looks like I can lower the ceiling down and make it more condensed. But I don't know if I want to do that or if I just want to leave it the way it is. Kind of looks nice, all spidery. And then we have down here, this one right here is all the extra copper ingots. But then I have all this room down here. And I'm like, you know what? What if I extend the copper ones? So we'll put this here. And we just do like, you know, regular. And then I got to make iron. So we'll put this like, say in the middle. And then I got to make steel. So we'll put this in here. And then I can make the iron. And then the iron can go into the steel one. And voila. Because the one I'm thinking for steel is this one, which is ingots, which is really good. I like that one. I ran into a problem though. I was thinking about how I'm building this thing, and I'm like, you know what'd be cool is if I had something on the side to hold it all up. Because right now it's just Minecraft floating physics, and that's no bueno. And I'm like, you know what? What if I built on the side? And then I'm like, but I got this train track here. Which I was going to try and see if I can actually have it like look like it's attached to it somehow. But now that I'm looking at it and I'm like, do I really want to? And then I thought of something amazing. What if, all right, stick with me on this one. 1, 2, 3. What if I actually had the train track in the center of it? So if you look in the center right here, see where I have all these belts in here? What if this was completely empty and it was enough for a train to go through? I know, right? Crazy. And then I could have the train coming through the bottom and then having the whole thing built on top of here right next to this rock and everything. And there's plenty of room to like extend out and whatnot and do whatever I need to do. I might even be able to go one more. Yeah. I can even go one more if I wanted to. So I kind of want to do that. But the only problem to do that is I have to rebuild again. Because although it's like, it would be nice, it's still symmetry issues. So I have to rebuild everything. Why? Why do I do this to myself? What is wrong with me? Is this why you guys watch? And then of course we have the drop pod here, if we could only dismantle it. But you know, we gotta wait. But first, it's so close. So anyway, let me start rebuilding. And hopefully this won't be a huge pain in the butt to do. Behold, ladies and gentlemen. Random animals not attacking me. No. But here we go. Everything is hooked up and it is set. It's got power. It looks really, really good in terms of how everything's set up. I did put on the, what do you want to call it? The lighting Ooh, that is sick. I love the lighting in this game. Putting it on and taking it off is definitely really awesome in terms of like being able to see what this would look like if it was realistic, and then putting on the other lighting so you can build properly, so you don't have to worry about what is it, like, you know, dark spaces down here, like oh no, I can't see what I'm doing down here, and without putting these giant bright lights on. Ooh, yeah, because it is kind of dark over here. My god. Anywho, so everything's hooked up. We have everything up and running, except for I have no product coming in. None whatsoever. But let me show you. We'll go from the back and make our way to the front. So as you can see right here, we have unpackagers. I thought, if I'm going to bring water from somewhere, why don't I just bring it on a belt instead of pipes? So that would be fun. I mean, might as well. And then we got these right here. These are going to be to make basically Caterium into bauxite. So I need 1,000 Caterium to make 800 bauxite. So that's fun. We got this little guy right here. This is for the reanimated Sam. So 168 times 2. So, you know, we need a little bit over 300 of the reanimated Sam just to get us what we need, which is honestly not that bad. I have 2 nodes. One's a normal. I could have that like 600 easy. And then I have these big chunkers. This is making me plenty of aluminium. Now, one of the things you got to worry about with aluminium is you have overstock. Not overstock. Byproduct. That's what it is. So we got byproduct of water. Well, that little bugger, it's going to go down, it's going to connect, and it's going to go up. And that's what's going to be used to make my concrete for the build. Oh, which means I got to add one more thing. I got to figure out where the hell I'm going to add, what was it called? If we go into specials, an awesome sink. So I got to get an awesome sink somewhere in here too. And that should be fun. So we'll worry about that later. So yes, then I have all the wonderful different things that I showed you before. All of that being basically executed into each and every spot. Everything down here, here's all the lines that need to come in. We're going to have 2 for, what is it, iron? I need 2 full iron ones and 2 full copper ones just to get one side up and running. So 4 and 4. Now granted, I have plenty, and I mean plenty of, where is it? Where's the iron? Iron. So unclaimed iron, I got plenty. And the fact is, being able to pull up a bunch of pure nodes, not a problem. So iron, not that bad. Copper, I have quite a bit. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in the area that have been unclaimed. More if I go further out. There's coal over here. Caterium, unfortunately I grabbed every Caterium that's in the area. So what I'm going to have to do is like, see how this one's a, which one? This one's a pure one, and then this one's a pure one. If I get this one to kind of take over for that one, I can take this and bring it over here. Not too bad. Also, this over here, this is our nitrogen gas. I can pull the nitrogen gas and bring it over here for this. Hopefully I have enough. Other than that, I just need limestone. Got plenty of that. So I should have everything. 2 SAM nodes, so I'm going to have to grab this one up here. So yeah, I'll just have to bring this stuff over. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to do that in the next episode. Because for right now, it's too much. Getting this organized took way too long that I care to admit. And that's why this video is taking so long to come out. And unfortunately, it's kind of hard to describe how I set everything up in going through there, but for the most part, it's pretty. It's one of those things where it's self-explanatory. If you know, you know. If you don't know and are having issues with stuff like this, practice. Oh, I will tell you a couple things before I go, because 1.1 is coming out soon. Very, very soon on the experimental branch, and I want to test it out. I want to test it out so bad. But I wanted to do something interesting. See over here? I thought of something amazing. Something wonderful. How to cap off this back half. What if I took that over there and moved it over here and had it actually attached to it? Then I could take the line and kind of go over or do a different way. And oh, that would have been... What do you think? I need to know. Let me know in the comments section. Should I tear that down and rebuild it? Or should I just wing it and hope for the best? But other than that, I just got to figure out designing aspects to it. Maybe make a giant glass wall or something like that. Especially because with what's going on over here, I could just go to architecture and then do something like that all the way down, and then glass walls going all the way up or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. So, yeah, let me know down in the comment sections any ideas, any, you know, things to note or whatnot. But other than that, that's been it. I appreciate I appreciate y'all joining me on this wonderful journey while we try to get this up and running. And I will definitely see you in the next one. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. Where's Wave? Let's wave. Wave.